I have circled the transformations that have taken place. There is a negative, a 4, a plus 3, and a minus 6. On the parent function, f of x equals 1 over x, you can see clearly that there has been a negative added. Anytime that we have a negative in front of a rational function, that means it is representing a reflection. We also have a 4 on top. The parent function has a 1, which means that we had to multiply by 4. When we multiply by a number, if the absolute value is greater than 1, we know this is going to be a vertical stretch of 4. The 3 that is added directly to x, which means that we have a horizontal shift because it is moving the graph left or right. Because this is a plus 3, we have to remember that horizontal shifts are always going to be the opposite. So this would be a horizontal shift left 3. We also have a minus 6 at the end. Anytime we have a number added or subtracted at the end of a rational function, that means that it is going to be a vertical shift because it is moving it up or down. Because this is a minus 6, this would be a vertical shift down 6. To find the vertical asymptote, we take the denominator in the rational function, which is x plus 3, set it equal to 0, and solve. And when we solve, we get x equal negative 3. Therefore, that means that my vertical asymptote is x equal negative 3. This means that the graph is getting closer and closer and closer to negative 3, but it will never equal. Because if x was negative 3, negative 3 plus 3 in the denominator would give us 0. The domain is always going to be from negative infinity to the vertical asymptote, union vertical asymptote to infinity. So my domain is going to be from negative infinity to negative 3, union negative 3 to infinity. The horizontal asymptote is determined by the number that is added or subtracted at the end. Remember that our vertical and horizontal asymptotes are equations. Vertical is always x equal, horizontal is always y is equal to, and in this particular problem, it is going to be equal to the number that was subtracted at the end of the equation, which is negative 6. The range, by definition, is from negative infinity to the horizontal asymptote, union the horizontal asymptote to infinity. Therefore, my range is going to be from negative infinity to negative 6, union negative 6 to infinity. This is a quick review of transformations, vertical, horizontal asymptotes, and domain and range of a rational function.